Everyone talks about how to make money in college, but almost no one talks about what it actually costs. The internet is full of promises about passive income, side hustles that work while you sleep, and easy money that sounds too good to question. But the reality of being a college student is very different. You're juggling classes, deadlines, exhaustion, and sometimes financial pressure, all at the same time. In this video, I'm not going to sell you shortcuts or unrealistic systems. I want to talk honestly about how college students really make money through real work, real effort, and realistic expectations, and why understanding that reality matters more than chasing quick results. When people talk about making money online, especially as a college student, the conversation often feels unrealistic. Everywhere you look, there are promises of fast income, passive money, and overnight success. Social media is full of people claiming they found a system that prints money while they sleep. And for students who are stressed about tuition, rent, and daily expenses, those promises can sound extremely tempting. But this video is not about that kind of money. It's not about shortcuts, loopholes, or secret formulas. It's about how college students can realistically earn money while balancing school, responsibilities, and mental health. This is not a scam story, not a passive income fantasy, and definitely not easy money. This is about work, strategy, and consistency. If you are a college student looking for ways to support yourself financially without falling into unrealistic expectations, this video is for you. The goal here is not to impress you with numbers, but to show you what sustainable income actually looks like when you are still studying, still learning, and still figuring life out. Before talking about methods, it's important to understand one thing clearly. Making money as a student almost always requires trade-offs. You trade time, energy, skills, or comfort in exchange for income. Anyone who tells you otherwise is probably selling something. College students operate under very real limitations. There are class schedules, exams, deadlines, and academic pressure. There is also emotional exhaustion, social obligations, and sometimes financial anxiety. Any income method that ignores these realities is not sustainable. That's why realistic student income often comes from combining multiple small streams instead of relying on one magical source. Instead of asking, how can I make a lot of money quickly? A better question is, how can I build income that fits into my life right now? One of the strongest messages that needs to be repeated is this: if something sounds too easy, it usually comes with hidden costs. Many online trends target students specifically because students are vulnerable. Limited income, high expenses, and pressure to succeed create the perfect environment for financial manipulation. Schemes often promise flexibility, passive income, or fast results, but what they don't show is the risk, the time investment, or the failure rate. In reality, most sustainable income streams are boring. They don't look glamorous on social media. They require showing up consistently, even when motivation is low. One of the most effective approaches for students is combining different income sources instead of relying on just one. This doesn't mean working non-stop or burning yourself out. It means being intentional about how you use your time. Some income sources are more stable, but pay less. Others are less predictable, but offer higher returns. When combined thoughtfully, they balance each other out. This strategy allows students to stay flexible while still building financial stability. The key is not how many income streams you have, but how well they fit into your academic life. One of the most realistic ways students make money is through skill-based work. This includes freelancing, tutoring, editing, designing, writing, or managing online platforms. The advantage of skill-based work is that it grows with you. As your skill improves, your income potential increases. Skill-based income is not instant. It requires learning, practice, and sometimes rejection. But it has long-term value. Skills don't disappear when trends change. They stay with you after graduation. Many students underestimate their abilities. They assume they have nothing valuable to offer because they are still learning, but learning itself is part of the process. You don't need to be an expert to start. You need to be reliable, willing to improve, and honest about what you can deliver. Traditional part-time jobs are often overlooked because they don't feel exciting. But for many students, they provide structure, predictability, and steady income. The key is choosing jobs that respect your schedule and mental health. Not all part-time work is equal. Some jobs drain energy without offering growth. Others teach discipline, communication, and time management. When chosen carefully, part-time work can support your education rather than compete with it. The goal is not to work as much as possible. The goal is to work smart enough that school remains the priority. Many students are drawn to content creation because it seems flexible and creative. But content creation is not a quick income source. It requires patience, consistency, and emotional resilience. Income from content often starts small or non-existent. Monetization takes time and comparison can be exhausting. However, content creation can become a powerful asset when approached strategically. It builds communication skills, personal branding, and digital literacy. The mistake many people make is expecting immediate financial returns. Content creation should be viewed as a long-term investment, not a short-term solution. One of the most underrated factors in making money as a student is consistency. Many people start strong but quit when results don't appear immediately. Income growth is rarely linear. There are periods of effort with little visible reward. Consistency builds trust. Clients trust you. Audiences trust you. Systems trust you. Over time, this trust translates into opportunities. Talent can help, but consistency is what keeps income stable. Showing up regularly, even when progress feels slow, is what separates sustainable income from temporary success. Money stress is real, especially for students. But chasing income at the expense of mental health is not a solution. Burnout reduces productivity, creativity, and academic performance. Sustainable income respects your limits. It allows rest. It adapts during exam periods. It does not punish you for being human. Understanding when to pause, reduce workload, or say no is part of financial maturity. Making money should support your life, not consume it. One of the most important habits you can build is honesty about your financial situation. This includes knowing how much you earn, how much you spend, and where your money goes. Many students avoid looking at their finances because it feels uncomfortable, but avoidance creates anxiety. Awareness creates control. When you know your numbers, you can make better decisions. You stop guessing and start planning. Making money as a student is not just about surviving the present, it's about preparing for the future. Skills you build now, habits you develop now, and mistakes you learn from now all shape your financial life after graduation. The goal is not to make the most money possible during college. The goal is to leave college with experience, confidence, and financial awareness. Short-term income matters, but long-term value matters more. There's nothing wrong with wanting financial independence as a student. Wanting stability, security, and freedom is natural. But real independence comes from understanding effort, limits, and responsibility. This is not a story about easy money. It's a story about realistic money. About working within your reality instead of escaping it. About building income that respects your education, your health, and your future. Money earned honestly, intentionally, and sustainably will always matter more than money earned quickly. If you are a college student trying to make money, remember this: you don't need shortcuts. You need clarity. You need patience. And you need systems that grow with you. There is no single right path, but there is a responsible one. And that path starts with understanding that real money always comes from real effort.